Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the grand finals of the Online Darts Live League Champion of Champions. Only the best 6 players through 2022 have qualified for tonight's finals following an exhilarating week of hours. We'll have a look at the runners and riders and the order of play in just a second. But first off, let's see how we got here. And on Wednesday, we began with Group A. That was played over 3 days, and it was McEwan who ran out the winner. He won 13 consecutive matches. He bookended his campaign with defeats, but that was one of the best ever winning runs in Live League history. He's joined tonight by Graham, Usher and Dan Reed. They both got 20 points respectively in their group. Kieran Tian, Alan Smith-Neal and Andy Jenkins also made up that group following their performances earlier on this year. So the daytime sessions were all about Group A. In the evening, it was all about Group B, where Conor Heneghan, Josh Payne and Stephen Burton all got over the line on 10 points. Robert Owen actually began Friday in that group top of the table, but was unable to qualify. Josh Payne had a good end to his group after losing his first 2 games. Whilst Henahan's consistency means he was top of the pile in Group B, alongside Stephen Burton, who won Phase 3 earlier this year. Shout out to Dale Pilgrim, who did play well, was just unlucky in patches. So that is what we saw on throughout the week, and now is all about the finals, and we kick off with McEwan up against Dan Reed. These two have already met this week, both in Group A. McEwan, the Phase 1 champion in 2022, up against Dan Reed, who was runner-up in Phase 2. Here's McEwan, the 55-year-old from Maybourne in Scotland, using a 25 grand Super Dart. Former WDF World Championship quarter-finalist is Chucky. Up against Reed, 26 years of age from Faction, throwing a 26 grand Mission Dart. Former semi-finalist on the Challenge Tour is Dan the Man. Joining them two in Group 1 this evening is Josh Payne, who qualified through Group B on Thursday and Friday. Group 2 will contest Conor Heneghan, Stephen Burton and Graham Usher. The top 2 from each group will qualify for the semi-finals. The winners of that, of course, will progress through to the final of the Champion of Champions. Meanwhile, there will also be a third, fourth place playoff. See who can pick up an extra couple of quid. So, McEwan gets the Champion of Champions finals underway. The red carpet occasion of all red carpet 63 occasions here at the Live League. I'm Henry Deacon, and it is my honour to bring you all the action as it unfolds. Owen Binks is the man in the middle. It's going to be between him and Charlie Corsafine tonight on refereeing duties. I hope you can join us throughout the duration of the evening, and do get in contact with us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. It is at Darts Live League.
100.
And there's our first max of the Night of Champions here at the Live League.
$121.
And by doing so, Reed has just about wrestled the darts away from McEwan in this opening leg.
100.
He is first to a finish, leaving 136 after 9. A good opening leg. But when this man's around,
139.
Never safe.
And you reckon 136.
He's always a big score away.
$60. Jimmy requires 78.
And so for 14 data to take the opening leg of the night. 20 for tops. With Reed lurking on 76.
58.
And it drags just below, so Dan Reed is back for 76 to take the opening leg and obtain an early breaker throw. 88.
No score.
But it goes inside the single 16.
Jimmy
He
required
spurred
20.
the visit. And McEwan is back. And Dan Reed might feel he's missed an opportunity there.
McEwan.
He should have had a second dart at double 8, but he put it inside the single 16, busts the score, and Jim McEwan comes back and punishes. It is Chucky who leads by a leg to 0 in our opener.
$43.
And Jim McEwan kicks off the second leg perfectly. Already putting oodles of pressure on the Dan Reed throw.
$42.
And of course, as we come to the end of one cycle here at the Online Darts Live League, a new one will begin. It'll begin on Monday morning. Mondays are back here at the Live League. We'll tell you the full lineups as the evening goes on. There's some really exciting stuff in the pipeline.
133.
Stay tuned to us, whether you're watching on YouTube, on TV, or by following us on Twitter.
100. Jimmy require 146.
Exciting times here. Important times in this particular match.
$90. Daniel require 158.
This is just for a holder throw. You sense it's going to have to go. It could go on double 19.
120. Jimmy require 56.
But McEwan is back for 56 to get the break and to open up a 2-0 lead. He hits the double 16 of all doubles, which means he has to go across to double 12. And why not go double Jim McEwan? It is finals night after all. Let's have some showmanship. He didn't mean to do it, I can guarantee you that. But it was good fun to watch. Jim McEwan leads by 2 legs to 0.
Jim to throw first. Game on.
But importantly, obtains the break of throw. He's in a commanding position in this match, averaging a shade under 97.
140.
And that's only going to go up. It touches the ton. McEwan came into tonight
60
as the bookmaker's favourite. He was 10-3 on to get the job done this evening, to pick up the trophy and to be called the champion of champions.
85. $100. $60. $140.
So McEwan has 6 and 2 and 6. It's going to be under pressure as a consequence of that 140. Not that he's feeling any kind of pressure at all.
83.
McEwan qualified for this event by winning Group A.
133.
He won Phase 1 earlier this year as well. But he may be staring down the barrel of losing the break he
43.
obtained in the opening
And you require
leg.
80.
Tops to break back.
60.
And so
And you
McEwan
require 90.
should at least get a dart at the ball for a 3-0 lead. Double 15. He'll get 2 at it. But goes inside, so Dan Reed will get another
82.
opportunity.
And you require 20.
Huge moments in this match.
Game shot on
And
the
Dan
third
Reed
leg.
is up to the
Dan
task. He
Reed.
brings it back to 2-1. Jim McEwan did have a dart at double for a 3-0 lead, should I say. Doesn't get it. It's brought back to
Well,
within
it's down to
2-1.
throw first.
And now
Game
Dan
on.
Reed has the darts to bring us back level. Forcing the issue
180.
upon Jim McEwan. This is what's so good about this format. Things change so quickly.
140.
McEwan looked as if he was away, as if he was clear, and now suddenly Dan Reed putting himself in a position to get level.
100.
Marginal favourite now to get level.
$36.
Bona fide favourite to get level now as a consequence of that 36 from Jim McEwan.
100.
Needs the lot. So Dan Reed will get 6 for 2-2.
100. And you require 121.
1-2-1 he wants. He can go 25 first dart if he wants. No, he decides to attack the finish.
81.
Goes up for tops. He'll get another go at it for a potential 13 dart leg and to get us back to 2-2. But it's not going to feel as comfortable
and you
now.
require 40.
Nice marker. Double 10.
30.
The double that has helped him out so many
And you
times this
require
week.
104.
Goes AWOL at this specific moment. Can he sneak one in? Yes, he can. Double 12.
80.
That was an excellent second dart. He only had that
And you require 10.
right-hand corner really to aim at. Dan Reed won't care about angles if he can make it
Aims on the
2-2
fourth
here, in
leg.
which he does.
Dan
And
Reed.
from 2-0 up, Jim McEwan looked a good bet to get this game won, but Dan Reed has dug in and brought it back to 2 apiece. How will Chucky respond in leg 5?
Fifth leg
We're
is
about
Jim
to find
throw
out.
first. Game on.
Before this evening got underway, as I mentioned, Jim McEwan was the 10-3 favourite.
140.
Dan Reed is the outsider of the 6 to pick up the silverware, to pick up the crystal trophy at 6-1.
60.
Remember, if you are having a flutter, 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
$100.
We'll also tell you the lineup for next week's group as well throughout the course of tonight. We'll do that around the midway point of the
100.
group stage programme. But one thing I will tell you, as we see the averages on your screen, 3 180s in the match, McEwan averaging just under 95.
100.
Is that over the next few months we are going to see 21 of the current top 25 in the Challenge Tour Order of Merit
96.
play
Can you
here
recall
at the Live League. We will
161?
see the best of the best. We are watching the creme de la creme now. We could be seeing as high an outshot as you can hit on the board.
136.
Hits the 25 to leave 25 after 12. Not much Dan Reed can do about this.
100. Jimmy required 25.
Double 12. Sixes.
19.
Goes inside.
Daniel require 145.
Dan Reed needs to find something special here. The 145 won't go. If you can get a treble here, which he
100.
does, it
Jimmy
makes life
requires
interesting
6.
because McEwan's down on double 3. The
No
most
score.
awkward double on the dartboard, and that is
Daniel
why.
required 45.
And Dan Reed could take the lead for the first time in this match.
25.
But it just goes
Jimmy
underneath.
requires 6.
And so back we go. From the top region of the board to the bottom. Double 1.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
The madhouse
Jim
for Jim
McEwan.
McEwan puts him on the hill. He's 3-2 up against Dan Reed. He had to survive darts to be broken. Dan Reed did have an opportunity
See if
there,
it gets
just
down
like
to
in
throw
leg
first.
1.
Game on.
And now he's going to have to win the lot from here.
$60.
Both players have had their fair share of missed doubles in this match. Jim McEwan 3 from 13. Dan Reed 2 from 11.
100.
That'll be something that in this elite company will need to be approved upon as the evening goes on. Let's have a look as well of what the other fixtures are this
97.
evening. After this, we're going to see Conor Heneghan and Stephen Burton open up Group 2. Josh Payne opens up his account against McEwan. Game 4 sees Graham Usher make his bow against Conor Heneghan. Then it's Dan Reed against Josh Payne. Stephen Burton
48.
against Graham Usher. We will then have a about 10-minute break between the last group match and the semi-finals. We'll play both of them, have another short break before the third, fourth place playoff. Play that. Then we'll have a little
100.
chat, me and Jason, on Sporty Stuff TV before we have the grand finale of the Champion of Champions.
100.
The winner tonight will win £6,000. But to be called the Online Darts Live League Champion of Champions
54.
is something you can put right at the top of your darting CV. Just think about the players who haven't qualified for this. Ex-world champions, a plethora of them.
140.
Winners of other major titles in the past. And you have gone and beaten them all.
100. Jimmy require 113.
To win our opening game in style.
Game
And
shot
Jim
on the
McEwan
match.
is a winning
Jim
machine
McEwan.
at the minute, and he kicks off his Champion of Champions finals campaign with a 4-2 victory over Dan Reed, courtesy of this tops for 113 checkout. This is how the game played out in the end. McEwan averaging 89.22, hitting 1 maximum. Dan Reed hit 2, but it's 4 from 14 on the checkouts and 2 from 11 on the checkouts. Both players will be looking to improve upon in our next game in a high out of 113. We're going to take a short break here on Sporty Stuff TV, but please do join us afterwards as we're going to see Conor Heneghan up against Stephen Burton. Time for another battle between two players who came through the same group here at the Online Darts Live League Champion of Champions finals night, as we see Conor Heneghan and Stephen Burton do battle for the third time this week. We begin our Group 2 programme in this match. Joining these two will be Graham Usher, as we see Conor Heneghan, the 23-year-old from Roundfort, for a 21-gram Unicorn Dart, former WDF European Youth Cup winner. As we see the 34-year-old Stephen Burton from Ipswich for a 23-grand Data Dart, and twice
Hey, first leg, it's Conor to
Challenge
first.
Tour champion.
Game on.
It's Henahan with the darts. Yesterday's meeting went all the way. Burton won it 4-3.
100.
On Thursday, it was Henahan who got the spoils by 4 legs to 2.
92.
It's 1-1 for the week. This is the third game. May not be the deciding game because they could meet later
48.
on this evening in either the playoff or the final.
99.
Burton got here courtesy of winning Phase 3 earlier this year. Whereas Henahan, he was one up to Josh Payne in Phase 4.
170.
And it is the Irishman who has
92.
to the brighter start of the two. Leaving 78 after 12. But Burton comes rolling back.
135.
He's himself on a finish, although a big one with 160. Henahan is looking not to mess around. 6.
Game's
No
on the first
messing
leg.
about whatsoever.
Conor Heneghan.
Conor Heneghan is on the board here at the Champion of Champions final in 15 darts. He's 1-0 up,
So
holds the throw
Stephen to throw first.
against
Game
Stephen
on.
Burton.
$100. 140. 100. 140.
And Henahan is making huge inroads on the Stephen Burton throw, leaving 2-2-1 after 6.
58.
And he's going to get 6 for the break of throw.
70.
But can only leave 151. It just opens the door a little bit here for Stephen Burton.
140. Gonna rock
Which
151.
is smashed wide open. Leaving this leg wide open. Unless tops goes. It does
Game's
go.
on the
That is
second leg.
absolutely superb
Conor
for Conor
Heneghan.
Heneghan. A 1-5-1 finish to break the throw to open up a 2-0 lead as Stephen Burton was
Delegates
advancing.
Conor to throw first. Game on.
That could be the visit that at the end of this match we will be discussing. That'll be the talking point because that could be the moment
85.
the entire complexion of this game has changed.
99.
Averaging 108.7 and higher.
140.
111.55. We expect good darts tonight. These are the levels we're expecting from the
134.
players. Maybe not 111, but we want good stuff. After all, it is the final of the Champion of Champions.
125. 92. Connie Rocker 151.
Well, it would be the ultimate dart shavu, wouldn't it? 151 yet again. And it would have been for a 12 darter yet again. He'll happily take 96 with Burton not on a finish on 176. He will when he returns to the board.
52. Conor Heneghan 96.
For a 3-0 lead in next to no time at all. This is an excellent performance from Conor Heneghan. A 3-0 lead. He opens up against Stephen Burton. And it's these types of performances that we expect and we want in these Champion of Champions finals. The cream is beginning to rise to the top here. He is sending a statement of intent out to the rest of the field.
$85.
You could sense there was an edge tonight. They know what's on the line, do the players.
140.
Whilst they're preparing for their games, they will be looking at the screen and the monitor they've got in the practice room. They'll be making notes of what's going on.
$91.
Burton himself is averaging just under a ton, and he's really struggled to get a look in this match.
130.
This could be his moment to get his game started.
90. Conor Heneghan 151.
He leaves tops, but he knows 151 isn't a safe place to be when Conor Heneghan is at the board.
47. Stephen, you're going 40.
But for 13 darts and to get himself on the board, Stephen Burton gets his first leg of the night, more than deserved. He's played really well, but Conor Heneghan just hasn't given him an opportunity up until that point.
It's Conor to throw first.
Those are the averages. Makes I think he's
84.
averaging that highly. Both players are averaging as highly as they are. And we're yet to see a maximum in this match.
60.
But it's Henahan who has the honours here to secure a 4-1 victory.
85.
Points are important, of course they are. But just as importantly, in a 3-player group and just 2 games,
140.
is legs difference. Doesn't want to be messing about, having to break throws of 4-2s or then going back to the well in a decider.
58.
You want to get this done now. Get not just the 2 points on the board, but get as many legs in the legs difference bracket as you possibly can.
100. Stephen, you're 161.
We've seen a 151. We'll not see a 161
92.
if Burton was to go for the bull.
$96. Stephen, you've 69.
Well, he's earned this opportunity, has Stephen Burton. Tots a 3-2.
49. Conor,
he may not get another.
78.
That could be his last visit to the board, as Henahan has 78. Double 10.
68.
To seal
Stephen,
what would have been
20.
a fantastic victory.
Game's
But the
on
wait
fifth
goes
leg.
on. Burton's
Stephen
back
Burton.
in it. It's his 3-2. He's hung in there, and when presented with the chance, he has taken them.
Sixth
And
leg,
this sixth
Stephen's
leg
to throw first.
could see everything change. If it goes 3-3, you'd say perhaps we have a new favourite for the match. Henahan would have the advantage of throw.
140.
But all the confidence would be in the Burton camp. Henahan doesn't want to mess around. He wants to get this done ASAP. Get a 4-2 win. Get the 2 points. Get the +2
100.
on the leg difference. Because that could be worth effectively an extra point.
38.
Don't just win. Win big on a Saturday night at the Live League. We've seen it before where
96.
players win their final game 4-3, but it's not sufficient enough for them to get out the group.
133. Conor Heneghan, 85.
And so to get it done 4-2 within 11 darts, he's going to get one dart at double
53.
16, which doesn't go.
Stephen Heneghan, 90. Game shot.
And we are going all
Stephen Burton.
the way. Conor Heneghan came out the traps flying. He opened up a 3-0 lead, but this man has brought it back all the way to a decider, to a 7th leg. Henahan has the darts.
81.
And if he ends up pointless after the end of this game, he will be wondering why.
100. 140.
But that's a great visit in the context of the match. Forces Burton to hit 2 trebles of his own.
140.
In which he does. This is a cracking final leg.
95.
Both players putting each other to the sword.
60.
But it is Henahan who will have 6
58.
to eventually seal the deal.
$45. Conor Heneghan, 127.
Treble 17.
87. Stephen Heneghan, 156.
Which means this 156 has to go. Won't go. And Henahan will have 3 for the match.
100. Conor Heneghan, 40.
To get off to the perfect start.
30. Stephen Heneghan, 56.
And from 3-0 down, Stephen Burton gets 2 darts at tops. To win
shot on the match.
4-3.
Stephen Burton.
A huge comeback from Stephen Burton. He looked down and out, but he carved out opportunities for himself. He found a way to win in the end. And an average of 98.56 wasn't good enough for Conor Heneghan in the end. A high check out of 151, but it was 3 from 10 on the doubles bed that paid for him in the end. As for Stephen Burton, 95.51 average and 4 from 6, 66.67 on his doubles. We're going to take a short break. When we return, Josh Payne enters the fray as he takes on Jim McEwan. Game 3 sees Josh Payne get his campaign underway, whilst for Jim McEwan, he can qualify with victory in this one. McEwan won the first game 4-2 as we get our first look at Josh Payne, the 28-year-old from Ashford, former Players' Championship winner, the Mcewen, whilst the reigning British Classic champion Jim McEwan takes to the stage here. Beat Dan Reed 4-2 in the opener. Josh Payne playing in his first game of the night. Talking about WDF Tour winners, which Jim McEwan is. Congratulations goes to Paul Lim, who got himself a win on the WDF Tour out in the Far East earlier today.
First leg, it's Josh to throw first. Game
popular winner, as you can imagine. And that qualifies him for the World Masters in Holland in December, where no doubt he's going to be one of the main draws. These two are our main draws this evening. All 6 have earned their right to roll the Live League red carpet.
140.
To star under the lights. And one will get the headline act,
40.
the headline role. And they can cast themselves the champion of champions.
$100.
And of course, there's plenty of darts going on at the minute, not just here at the Live League, but at the World Match Play.
140.
Where going prices into the final. A 17-11 victor over Danny Noppert, was, as things stand, Dimitri van den Berg was an 11-9 lead over Michael van Gerwen.
100.
Those marathon matches here, it's a short course. It means you've got to get out the traps flying.
140.
Which both
Jimmy
of these players have.
161.
McEwan leads Payne leads 81 after 12. McEwan's left 161 after 9. He's going to get a poke at the ball.
118.
But Payne is back
Josh
for 81, having
81.
been outscored in patches in this leg. One dart. A double 13
55.
goes a begging.
Jimmy required 43.
So McEwan returns for a breaker throw and a 1-0 lead. Tops
Game
for a
shot
14 dart leg to break the throw of Josh Payne. And if he wins 3 more legs, he will have qualified for the semi-finals of the Champion of Champions.
Second leg, it's Jim to throw first. Game on.
He return at the Live League on Monday morning, 9 o'clock, 9:30. 10 o'clock for the evening sessions on Thursday and Friday.
$100.
I will tell you in the next match who's taking part in Stage 1, Week 1 at the Live League. Because here, McEwan gets our first maximum of the match. Is looking to back the break which he accrued in the last leg with a hold in this one to open up a 2-0 lead and to give Josh a world of pain.
$100. $100. Jim, you require 121.
He's gonna get 6 and 1-2-1. Plays it wisely. Goes 25 first with his opponent not on a finish. But strays into the
45.
single one. He squared it up, but not as nice as he would have liked it to. And it gives Payne a chance if he can crack in a couple of trebles here.
140. Jim, you
And he has
require
put the
76.
pressure right on. Because that's another flyer. And you could tell he's not happy with that. And so he only gets one dart
51.
at the ball and a leg which on
Joshua
throw he
requires
was so
64.
comfortable in. And Payne can break. It'll feel like a right old steel.
48. Jim, you
He
require
found the
25.
keys to the front door but couldn't open it. Double 12. His favoured double, double 6. Hasn't quite been his friend yet tonight.
13.
Nor has the double 6.
Joshua requires 16.
And Payne's been presented with another opportunity.
Game
And he
shot
wasn't
on the
going to
second
pass
leg.
that one up.
Josh
And he
Payne.
gets the break back. It is one apiece. But Jim McEwan must be thinking, how I'm not 2-0 up. He outscored Payne once again. But when it came to the doubles
leg, it's
and the
Josh to throw
setup play
first.
to get to
Game
the
on.
doubles, that was what ultimately cost him the leg. Payne averaging 94.45. McEwan 92.81. 1 from 5 on the checkouts is Chucky. 1 from 3 for Josh Payne.
81. $59. $59. $134.
That's an excellent visit because McEwan was just breathing down his neck. He may still do. And that's his second of the match.
180.
And it could help him towards a second break of throw.
140.
But that's a big time for 140. Last 3 scoring visits, 134 for Payne, 180 for McEwan, backed up by that 140 we just saw there.
$90. Joshua required 110.
110 to lead for the first time in this match. Double 15.
95.
And McEwan returns
Jim, you required 91.
for 14 darter for yet another break.
$51.
That reaction said it all.
Joshua
You
required
don't need
50.
my words to describe that. Double 4.
Game
And
shot on
Josh
the third
Payne
leg.
is in front for
Josh
the
Payne.
first time in this match. McEwan did have opportunities to open up a 2-0 lead, but it is Josh Payne who's the first to get to 2, and he is halfway towards winning
Fourth
his
leg,
first
it's
game
Jim
of the
to throw
night.
first. Game on.
And of course, after this is McEwan's last game. So he would be sat waiting
100.
to see the results of Dan Reed's game against Josh Payne. Incidentally, in that match, referee Owen Binks is going to make a bit of live league history. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
60.
Charlie Corsafines with us for game 3 and 4. And then he'll be back later on this evening. He called his first 9 darter in yesterday. We had the pleasure of sharing that moment together. 1,700 matches.
125.
And he finally got the honour. Josh Payne is
140.
not going to get the honours in this match. McEwan has a slender advantage in this 4th leg, but darts like that will see it evaporate.
40.
And Josh Payne has an opportunity to steal the darts, to open up a 2-leg buffer that would ultimately
100.
put him within 1 of winning the match.
$85.
McEwan's on a finish. One we have seen tonight for Conor Heneghan. But he knows that he should be the outsider to win this
60.
leg. But a troublous visit from Payne.
Jim, you require 151.
Means all things are even at the minute. But that's another slip into the treble 5. It's the second time a darts
92.
headed that far northwest
Josh,
of the
you
board.
require 141.
But he is going to come back and should come back.
65. Jim, you require
With 2
59.
darts at tops. For 2-2.
Game shot on the 4th
And this
leg.
game
Jim
ebbs
McEwan.
and flows once again. McEwan brings it back to 2-2. Both players have had
Big
their
leg, it's Josh to throw
opportunities
first.
to
Game on.
open up a gap, to take the initiative. But neither have been able to do so. That is why we are where we are. Those are the averages.
57.
Good standard here at finals night. 89 and 91 and a half.
28.
Should never be sniffed at. To quote Chris Mason,
60.
you have to play well to play that, and if you're being critical, have you hit one of your own? I know I definitely haven't. That's why I just sit here and talk about it and enjoy watching these great players
140.
hit scores like that. We will see Mace again soon. It's going to be
134.
Paul Nicholson with you in the commentary booth next week. I've been reliably informed.
58.
I don't envy that drive from Blackpool down to where we're based on Sunday evening. Josh Payne will be hoping to drive home
140.
back to Ashford tonight with the trophy in his hands. For a cheque for £6,000. Be a nice sight to see in your bank balance
59.
when you wake
Josh,
up
you
tomorrow
require
morning.
110.
110 for 3-2. Tops
Game shot
to
on the
go
big
within
play.
1.
Josh Payne.
Josh Payne cracks out the 110 finish. The first ton-plus finish of the match. And it puts him within 1
Sixth leg, it's Jim to throw
of
first.
winning his first
on.
game. To effectively level this group out.
100.
I wonder what Dan Reed thinks of this. Is it easier for Jim McEwan to win and know that he's on 4 points and your last game is effectively a knockout
140.
match? Because if Payne does win this game and Reed would win game 5, we're getting the abacus out.
65.
Luckily, we have an excellent statistician called Mark Walker, who, as these sessions goes on, crunches the numbers
57.
and WhatsApps them through to us here in the comms booth. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of Webby, Murph, Mason, Nico that we are hugely indebted to his help with all
26.
things stats. He's one of the many people behind the scenes who do a superb job to make it happen. And as they're at Champion of Champions finals night, it's only worth giving them the praise they deserve. And because of that, it gives these players the best
180.
conditions to hit scores like that.
$99. Joshua require 124.
To get his campaign off to a perfect start. Just goes inside on the double 8. He will return for double 4. McEwan's not on a finish. He had the darts at the start of the leg.
135.
Keeps Payne honest.
Joshua require
But that
8.
could be his last visit to the board.
Game,
Because
shot,
Josh Payne
and the
takes
match.
out the double
Josh
4
Payne.
to seal a 4-2 victory against Jim McEwan, who early on had the run-in, but it's Josh Payne with that 94.7 average, 4 from 10 on the checkouts, a solitary max, and that 110 high checkout, who gets his campaign off to a perfect start. Jim McEwan is 1 win from 1. He's going to be waiting nervously in the practice room now to see whether he makes it through to the semi-finals or not. That will go down to game 5 between Reed and Payne. But after the break, we're going to return to Group 2 action. It's game 4 of our night, and it sees Graham Usher in action against Conor Heneghan. Graham Usher is the last man we're yet to see here in the finals of the Champion of Champions. He's going to get his campaign underway now as he takes on Conor Heneghan. Now is all about reactions for Henahan, who was 3-0 up in his opener, as we see the 49-year-old Graham Usher for the first time this evening. Hit a 9-darter yesterday. The highlight of the Champion of Champions so far.
Game on.
But who's going to take the spoils? Who's going to take the honours at the end of the evening? That's what you want to do.
55.
Be some week. A 9-dart leg. And the trophy.
135.
It's very much possible. He's 4-1
40.
to do it, and that is incredibly unlucky. He's lost 40 points on the floor there.
$83. 94.
Of course, he's the last player we're yet to see this evening. So he's
57.
watched everything else play out before his eyes.
134.
And I think it depends
100.
on how you like to do things, as to whether that's an advantage to you or not. Some players like to know how everyone else is playing. They like to know this. No, others just want to go on, get out there and just play. Henahan wants 1-2-6 for the opening leg. He wants another one of them, which leaves him a darter double six. He hit a 1-5-1 in his last match. He starts this one with a 1-2-6 outshot, as he looks to avenge that 4-3 defeat to Stephen Burton in game 2.
180.
He has revenge on his mind.
60.
He has a point to prove. Because if he loses this,
57.
he will be eliminated.
60.
Burton and Usher would go through, and they'd be playing for honours. Meanwhile,
54.
Group 1 is open for interpretation, because McEwan's on 2 points, Payne's on 2 points, Dan Reed could also still get on 2 points. And if Dan Reed beats Josh Payne 4-2, we will get a 9-dart shootout.
100.
Oh yes. We'll focus on that in game 5, because this one's coming alive.
Conor, you require 110.
To back up the 1-2-6 of a 110. Henahan has his finishing boots on for sure. He opens up a 2-0 lead. 2 legs won with ton plus checkouts. That time the 110. The leg before a 1-2-6. And he's averaging a ton himself.
58.
But the key for him this time will be to get that 4th leg. He came out flying
85.
against Stephen Burton. Opened up a 3-0 lead. But when you play Graham Usher, you're never comfortable, because he's always capable of that.
55.
In that first game, Conor Heneghan was like a horse in the Grand National that came out flying over the jumps, but sometimes when you stay steady over the course, you can end up getting that extra bit of advantage at the end. That was what Stephen Burton did.
100. 60.
Henahan No, this is against the darts. The important one is the next one.
45. Graham, you require
And Usher will get
156.
6 from 156.
60.
So if he gets another here,
85.
that would
Graham, you
make things
require
incredibly
96.
interesting. That's a nice marker for Graham Usher. Double 8.
Game shot on the third
That's
leg.
fantastic.
Graham Usher.
We've seen 2 ton plus checkouts in this match. We've now seen a 96. Graham Usher gets his first leg on the board, but you sense he's going to have to break in this one. Otherwise, Henahan
Fourth
opens
leg,
up a
it's Conor
3-1
to
lead.
throw first. $96. $140.
Despite hitting the 9, despite having the highest average of Group A, Usher came
99.
runner-up. It was Jim McEwan that got the honours with 13 straight wins. He may not go through.
56.
His fate's in the hands of Dan Reed and Josh Payne in the next match. Usher will play the final game of Group 2.
47.
Henahan will not. But unlike McEwan, he'll be hoping he has to sweat it out because it means he's still in with a
87.
chance. If he loses, it's game over in the Champion of Champions.
99. $85. Conor, you require 160.
160 will not be added to Conor Henahan's CV of big finishes
85.
tonight.
Graham, you require 133. $93. Conor, you require 75.
For 3-1. One dart at tops
55.
goes awry.
Graham, you require 40.
And so to level us up at 2-2,
Game shot on the fourth
this
leg.
might just feel
Graham
like
Usher.
darts déjà vu for Conor Heneghan. He opened up a big advantage in his first game against Stephen Burton. He opened up an advantage here against Graham Usher,
Fifth
but
leg,
it's
it's
been
Graham to
pegged
throw
back
first.
to
Game
2-2.
on.
And if you actually look
41.
at the averages and the max count, you cannot separate them. You can't separate them on the finishing stats either. Both 2 from 3.
60.
As the game's plateaued, you just cannot separate
60.
them.
$134. $100. $140.
Henahan leads 167 after 9, poised
140.
for a potential break of
Conor, you
flow, but
require
back comes Usher.
167.
Should leave it handy from here,
97. Graham, you
Leaves
require
himself on 70.
160.
unless Usher can get the 160. He won't.
60. Conor, you require
And
70.
to once again in this group get himself on the hill.
30. Graham, you require
He may
100.
have to wait. He may not get the chance. He won't if this goes.
90. Conor, you require 40.
For a huge break.
Game shot on the
And
fifth
once
leg.
again, Conor
Conor
Heneghan gets
Heneghan.
himself to within 1 leg of victory. He'll be throwing for it in this leg, but he will be cautious of the fact that in his previous game he was in front and he managed
Sixth
to let
leg,
the
it's
lead
Conor to
slip.
throw first.
He will
Game
not want history to repeat itself. He won't with darts like that.
140. $60. 140.
And is flying towards the finishing line.
60.
6 for the match.
95.
Leads 1-2-6 to seal it. With Usher all the way back on 3-8-1. They ain't all the way back for long.
Conor, you require 126.
To win
Game,
in
shot,
style
and, the match.
and to
Conor
give us a
Heneghan.
grandstand finish to Group 2. Conor Heneghan has done all that he can do in this group. 4 legs won, 3 of them courtesy of ton-plus finishes. That one, the highest of the lot. 4 from 7 on the doubles, 57%. That's what's won in the game, alongside a 92.1 average. The solitary maximum for him. Usher also hit one of his own. He had a high out of 96. A quality game in the finishing department. A quality game altogether. Conor Heneghan gets himself on 2 points. He joins Stephen Burton there. And that's going to set up an interesting final game of the group. We've got some interesting permutations in Group 1. We'll tell you all about it when we return as we see Dan Reed up against Josh Payne. Find some scrap paper and get yourself a pencil, because there's plenty of permutations and plenty at stake as we see Dan Reed take on Josh Payne. This is a scenario in Group 1. If Josh Payne wins, he's through top. Jim McEwan would go through second. If Dan Reed wins 4-0 or 4-1, Reed will go through the group top. McEwan will go through second. A 4-3 victory for Dan Reed is not enough. He has to win big. Josh Payne would finish first. Jim McEwan would finish second. But if this game ends 4-2 to Dan Reed, for the first time in Live League history, we would have a 9-dart shootout.
Okay, first, like, it's Dan to throw first.
It's never happened before.
Game on.
The closest we've got has been where two groups have been settled by averages.
58.
That was in the old phases. But nowadays, we add the drama of a potential 9-dart shootout.
85.
Which would be
60.
so much fun to watch.
$96.
But of course, we're fully impartial. We want to see some great darts. And may the best man win.
140. $85.
Now, I promised you the groups for Stage 1, Week 1, next week. And in Group A, we'll
60.
see Colin Osborne, David Pallett, Jelle Klassen, Keelan Kay, Lee Cox, and Robert Owen.
90.
Good luck picking that one. That is a tough, tough group. We'll get to Groups B and C in the next leg.
93.
Because Payne is on 145 after 12.
$81. Daniel require 90.
But to hold throw. Single or treble. For double 5.
80.
And so
Joshua
Payne is
requires
back for
64
64 for an early break. Up for tops,
James on the
which
first
Payne
leg.
gets.
Josh
And
Payne.
already Dan Reed is in murky waters. Realistically, it's the only leg he can afford to lose. He has to win
Second
all
leg
of
is
the
Josh
next
to throw
4.
First. Game on.
Of course, he can qualify via the 9-dart shootout.
59.
But my word, are you playing the lottery? Anything can happen there.
140.
But it's already wrestled the darts from Josh Payne at the start of the second.
$140. $100.
So I told you Group A. Here's Group B. Remember, 3 players join Group B alongside some of the players who drop out of Group
98.
A. Joining Group B is Aaron Monk, Jamie Kelling, and Nick Kenny. Whilst in Group C is Adam Atkinson, Jamie Durrant,
43.
and Tony Newell. So those are your 12 players for Stage 1, Week 1 here at the Live League.
80.
It's going to be Paul Nicholson in the chair Monday morning at 9:30. a Monday start. So get that in your diary, get it in your planner.
180. Joshua, 124. 44. And you're recording 38.
Huge darts already. Massive, massive dart.
Game
And
shot on
Dan
the
Reed
second
is up
leg.
to the task.
Dan Reed.
Realistically, he has to win every single leg from here on in. That's
Well,
the
it's
first
Dan
step.
to throw first.
He's
Game
a
on.
quarter of the way there. He has the darts in this one. And starts perfectly. That's his
180.
second max of the match. His second in consecutive scoring visits.
59.
Averaging a shade under 98.
$100. 140.
It's gonna get 6 and 2-2-1. To go 2-1 up. To go halfway there.
60.
And this is the third leg of the match. And for Owen Binks, our referee here,
56. Daniel Rockwell,
it's a personal milestone. This is his 10,000th leg he's called since joining us in May 2021.
65.
Excellent official. I've had the pleasure of working with for the first time this week, and excellent company as well. Even if sometimes his musical choices doesn't match. Apparently not a fan of Britpop.
82. Daniel Rockwell, 96.
Double 18.
Game
And
shot
Dan
on the third
Reed
leg.
will be feeling
Dan Reed.
supersonic after getting that. He's not half the world away, but he's halfway towards getting himself into
Already
the
Josh to throw
semi-finals here.
first.
He
Game on.
leads 2-1 against Josh Payne, who has the darts in the fourth.
$60.
And as Josh Payne walks away from the board. Oh, look back in anger. Okay, I'll stop the Britpop stuff. Okay.
100. 140. 41.
Moves along the hockey. He's got the luxury of time,
180.
but the maximum is looking to apply maximum pain upon Dan Reed.
140.
And if this 1-2-1 goes, he cannot automatically qualify. The best he can do is try and ensure a 9-dart shootout. But for Josh Payne, he won't care. He wants the double 8.
105.
And all Dan the man can do is apply pressure.
60. Joshua
He needs him on a
16.
finish. But for a 13-darter
Game
to
shot on
make
the
it
fourth leg.
2-2,
Josh
and Dan
Payne.
Reed has to win every single leg from here. It's not even to go through, it's to get to a 9-dart shootout. That's the precarious position
It's Dan
he
to
is
throw
in.
first. Game on. $100.
One more leg. Josh Payne is through. He'll be sending Jim McEwan through with him.
180.
And he starts perfectly.
45.
And now Dan Reed's chances of progressing is on the thinnest of thin ice.
60.
Jim McEwan will throw some more darts tonight, whether that's in the 9-dart shootout or automatically in the semi-finals.
45.
We don't know yet. At the minute, it looks like in the semi-finals, because Josh Payne is motoring here.
97.
He's pulling away from Dan Reed. It's a B for a
60.
break.
Joshua McEwan,
It would be
164.
for progression. Doesn't have to go for it. He won't go for it.
140.
But he's left double 12 after 12. This has been exceptional for Josh Payne.
140.
Is that too little, too late for Dan Reed? Because Josh Payne is into the semi-finals. He takes Jim McEwan with him. Dan Reed now can no longer qualify. Even if he wins this game for free, he cannot go through. And so the permutations we are looking at now is the result. If Payne wins, he will go through first. And Jim McEwan
60.
will finish second. That's the scenario, no matter what, because even if Dan Reed wins for free,
140.
Payne finishes top, McEwan finishes second. And I've just had another WhatsApp message through from Mark Walker as Dan Reed piles in his third max of the match. And Payne is going to follow suit here, is he? No, he won't. But I've had another text from Mark Walker about the permutations of Group 2. We'll talk about that in our next match.
55. 140. 100. Joshua McEwan, 93.
To go 2 from 2.
$77. Daniel McEwan, 106.
To give himself something to shout about.
Gauge on the 6th.
Class from Dan Reed.
Dan Reed.
He knows he's eliminated, but he wants to show why he has earned his spot at the Champion of Champions and why he is one of the Super 6 players in 2022. He wants to finish with a win.
140.
Darts like that will help him to do so. But Josh Payne will want to go through the night undefeated.
140. 100.
Because although he's going through, you don't want to have that feeling going into the semi-finals.
91. 100.
Josh Payne will play in the first semi-final against the runner-up of Group 2.
100.
Which we'll find out about in just a second. McEwan will play in semi-final number 2 against the winner of Group
93.
2.
Joshua McEwan, 170.
The big fish to finish. The big fish. Would have been some way to finish off his group.
66.
Dan Reed cannot win the war. But he can win this tungsten battle against Josh Payne. It's not enough for him to go through, but he ends his Champion of Champions campaign with a win, averaging 92.17, hitting 3 maximums, 4 from 8 on the checkout, a high out of 106. For Josh Payne, 95.24 average, 2 maximums, 3 from 5 on the finishing. He goes through top. He'll play in semi-final number 1 against the runner-up of Group 2. Jim McEwan will join him in the semi-finals. But when we return, we're going to see Stephen Burton up against Graham Usher. it is still all to play for as we reach the end of the group stages here at the Online Darts Live League Champion of Champions finals. It's Group 2, it's Stephen Burton up against Graham Usher. These are the permutations. Any win for that man on your screen now, Stephen Burton. We'll see him finish top of the group and bring Conor Heneghan through with him. If Usher wins this to zip, he will qualify top.
It feels like it's Stephen to throw
Henahan will go through
Game
second
on.
and eliminate Stephen Burton. If Usher wins 4-1 or 4-2, Henahan will top the group. Graham Usher will come second. But a 4-3 win for Graham Usher will not be good enough, as Henahan will qualify top. Burton will come through second. Usher has to win 4-2 or better here. That's the scenario in Group 2.
57. $85. 100.
The player who finishes top of this group will take on Jim McEwan in the semi-finals. That's the second semi. The loser will play Josh Payne about 10 minutes or so after this match is completed. We will have a little bit of a break. Give the players a bit of time to recompose and get themselves ready for the game ahead. Gives us the opportunity to speak to Jason in our studio across the hall from us. Graham Usher wants double 16 for the opening leg and a break of throw. He knows he has to win, and he has to win big, and he gets off to the perfect start in that quest.
Second leg, it's Graham to throw first. Game on. $140.
And a game that matters most to him. He started off with one of these blockbuster performances, which we know he's capable of, that he's shown a few times this week. He started off Group A with 5 wins from 5.
85.
He's averaged 111. He's hit a 9-dart leg. And it would say a lot about the standard
58.
Here tonight if a man who's done that this week gets knocked out in the pool stages.
94. $140.
He's going to get 6 and 182. And he's going to leave it incredibly handy to open up a 2-0 lead in next to no time at all. The objective would have been in the first to get the break, to give himself the chance to hold.
42.
And if this goes, he's headed into the single 15. He's missed the big number.
26.
And he's missed the double 8.
You require 104.
And Burton returns for an unlikely break of throw. Or at least it looked unlikely a couple of seconds ago.
68.
That was a whip for a while away from executing it.
Game on the second.
And Graham Usher does open up that 2-0 lead in the end. He's halfway there, but he cannot be complacent because he can only drop a couple of legs in this match.
So look at Stephen to throw first. $82. $140.
And once again, right from the get-go, Stephen Burton's throw is in all sorts
50.
of bother. And suddenly the alarm begins to signal for Burton, because if Usher wins to zip, he's out.
99.
If he wins 4-1 and he wins 4-2, he's out. If Usher wins to zip, he tops the group. 4-1 and 4-2. Henahan tops the group. This is getting dangerous here for Stephen Burton.
60.
Incredibly dangerous.
121. 80. Graham, you've 135.
For 3-0.
95. Stephen, you've 130.
And these are the scraps that Burton has been made to feed off.
125.
And he nearly fed off the 130.
Game shot
Usher gets the tops.
Graham Usher.
And Usher is in control. And Usher has the throw for a 4-0 victory, which will see him progress.
Fourth leg, it's Graham to throw first. Game on.
It would see him progress top of the group.
134. 60. 45.
Averaging 95 here. This has been a really good performance once again for Graham
60.
Usher. When the pressure's on, at the minute, he has been up to task.
100. 78.
He's going to get 6 darts on the Benno.
And
he hits the max
180.
to set up a potential 14 dart leg for 4-0, which would see him
86.
win the group.
42.
Double 16.
10.
He will return. If he pins it at the next visit, he will take on Jim McEwan.
100. Graham, you've required 32. Game shot on the man.
Perfection for Graham Usher. A 4-0 victor against Stephen Burton, who has been eliminated from this competition. Graham Usher tops Group 2 because he's 1-0 with a 93.94 average. The solitary maximum in the match, 4 from 9 on the checkouts, 44.44%, a high out of 89. So that 4-0 victory means that Graham Usher tops Group 2. Conor Heneghan qualifies in second. So the semi-final lineup is as follows. It's going to be Josh Payne up against Conor Heneghan, and then it will be Graham Usher up against Jim McEwan. We're going to take a 10-minute break here at the Online Darts Live League. If you're joining us on Sporty Stuff TV, please do join Jason for all the analysis after the break. are down to our final four here at the Online Darts Live League Champion of Champions. So let's get the semi-finals underway as Josh Payne takes on Conor Heneghan. At the start of the week, Josh Payne was favourite to win this title. He was 9-2 to do so.
First leg,
two
it's Josh
games
to throw
away.
First. Game on.
From realising that dream and to become the champion of champions.
44. $100. $100.
Josh Payne throws first in this game because he won Group 1. Henahan was runner-up. Although
140.
having the darts is something he'll hope will be academic. Both players will play
42.
one more match after this. The winner will play for £6,000.
100.
The loser will play in the third, fourth place playoff to earn some extra pennies.
96. Conor, you require 161.
161. He'll go treble 19, treble 18 for the bull. It's been his mantra this week.
61.
Payne not on a finish. It's been a sluggish opening leg with the darts. He gets himself
Conor,
an
you
80 after
require
15, but
100.
Henahan will get a go at 100. Tops
Game shot on the
to
first
take the opening leg
Conor
to
Heneghan.
break the throw of Josh Payne. It's the perfect start for Conor Heneghan. Triple 20, double top, bish,
Second leg is
bash,
Conor to throw
bosh,
first.
just like
Game on.
that. And he has a 1-0 lead. And Josh Payne, even at this early stage,
140.
is in a little bit of bother.
$100.
In these short course games, things can turn around quickly. But you can
140.
also be put right under it in next to no time. And that's what's happening here to Josh Payne. Henahan has came out the tracks flying. 117.15 average. This is majestic.
140.
His fourth 140. In the space of two legs, he leaves 81 after 9. A potential 11 dart leg.
58. Conor, you require 81. Game
And there
shot
is
on the
not
second
much
leg.
Josh Payne can
Conor
do about this
Heneghan.
because Conor Heneghan is playing like a man inspired. He had a ton to win the first leg, 81 to win the second, 2
Third
from
leg, it's
2
Josh
on the
to throw
doubles,
first. Game on.
120.24 average. Look at that.
131.
He has found something inspired in this semi-final. If you're going to find a purple patch,
58.
find it now. Find it in these next two games. Because these are the ones that matter the most.
140. $60.
But it can all change so quickly in live league darts because a 131 followed by a 140 puts Josh Payne in control of this leg, brings the arrears back to 2-1. And then what you're doing there is forcing the question upon Henahan.
96. Joshua require 130.
Doesn't have to go for it this time. He can square up, which is exactly what he's going to do.
81.
Will leave 49 upon his return.
$60.
This for
Joshua
14.
require 49.
Tops.
Game shot the third
And gets it
leg.
in with a
Josh
15th
Payne.
dart, and Josh Payne is still in this semi-final. That was a crucial leg for him to win, to bring it back to 2-1. The mission now
Fourth leg.
is
It's
to
Conor
obtain
to
the
throw
break back.
first.
Henahan has the darts for a 3-1 lead in this semi-final.
140.
Minder after this. We'll see Graham Usher up against Jim McEwan
60.
in our second semi-final. We'll then take a 10-minute break from the final darts of our final semi-final to the third, fourth place playoff.
140.
And then we'll see the final of the Champion of Champions.
$95.
Henahan here has 6 darts and 2-2-1.
140.
And he's on for yet another 11 dart leg.
140. Conor, you require 81.
He's hit this already for an 11.
49.
He's going to return and have 3 darts in his hand at double 16 for a 3-1 lead in the semi-final of the Champion of Champions.
100. Conor, you require 32. Game shot
And
on
to
the
leave
fourth
Josh
leg.
Payne
Conor
behind the
Heneghan.
8 ball. He has to win the lot from here now, Josh Payne. He has the darts in this one, but Conor Heneghan is on the hill. He's a leg away from the grand
leg is
final
Josh to
of
throw
the
first.
Champion of Champions. And look at that for an average 106.62. He's 3 from 3 on the doubles as well.
96.
Josh Payne's averaging 92.61. He's 1 from 2 on the doubles. But he's ran into a man inspired.
140. $140.
What Josh Payne will want to do is make Henahan serve it out, win this leg, get it back to 3-2,
60.
force the issue upon the opponent, and if he's not up to task, you get the darts in the decider.
42. $134.
He's first to a finish, but Payne can leave it handier.
99. Conor, you
Huge
require
last dart.
167.
This is for the match. This is for the final.
97.
He's going to leave it
Joshua
handy.
require
And this 1-2-4 has to
124.
go. He's going to get 1 dart at the ball,
82.
which comes and goes. And Conor
Conor, you
Heneghan
require 70.
steps up to the oche. And will have 1 dart
Game
for a
shot
place
and
in the
match.
final
Conor
of the
Heneghan.
Champion of Champions. Conor Heneghan is 1 game away from the ultimate glory in this competition. 4 from 4 on the doubles, an average of 105.14. He has found the purple patch at the perfect time. He will compete in the final of the Online Darts Live League Champion of Champions against Josh Payne, who averaged 92.27, 1 from 3 on his checkouts. Congratulations to Conor Heneghan. He is through. And after the break, we will find out who joins him as Graham Usher takes on Jim McEwan. who will join Conor Heneghan in the final of the Online Darts Live League Champion of Champions. Usher takes on Jim McEwan in our second semi-final. These two met in Group A earlier on this week. These were the two best players from Group A this week. Usher won the first game on Wednesday between the two, 4-1. And then as part of his 13-game winning streak, McEwan beat Usher 4-2.
125.
And then in their third and final battle, Jim McEwan beat Usher by 4 legs to 2. So it is 2-1 to Chucky over the course of the week.
135.
But this is their most important battle to date. The winner seals a spot in the Champion of Champions final. We'll play for $6,000. We'll play for the marvellous crystal trophy that's on offer. To put their name up in lights
56
as the ultimate champion of this particular competition.
$135.
Usher will get 6 and 185 for the opening leg.
65. $130. Graham, you require 120.
Putting all the pressure in the world under Usher. That's a lovely marker.
100.
He loves that sort of lie. He can just crash one on top of it. Leaves himself double 10 should he return. McEwan for the break of throw in the opener. He's going to get a solitary dart at tops. That's all he needs for a 15 dart breaker throw in the opener. Jim McEwan has stamped his authority on this match early on. He leads 1-0, has the darts in the second.
Game on.
And if he can hold throw here, he is halfway there.
$100. $95. $140.
And it forces the gambler's hand. He needs to come out of this visit with something big.
100.
A ton might not do. Because McEwan, like Henahan,
140.
is saving something special for the big occasion. He's averaging 110 at the minute.
140. Jim,
Usher himself 102. But when McEwan's in this sort of mood, it's so hard to stop him. As the whole field in Group A found out. Usher was one of them.
81.
He leads tops after 12. But under what sort of pressure?
134.
Truckloads.
Jim, you require 40.
Huge moments coming up.
Game shot on
And
the
Jim
second
McEwan
leg.
sneaks
Jim
that
McEwan.
double top into the top right-hand corner, and he backs up the break of a hold. He is halfway towards the final of the champion
Third
of
leg,
champions.
it's Graham to throw first.
Graham Usher's got work to do. It's a quality game so far.
26.
That visit has absolutely butchered his average. It's down to 97.5. 105. Well, that start to the leg were average wreckers.
46.
But all things are equal in this leg still. It's not in the match. He senses this is must win for Graham Usher.
$140. 45.
And McEwan has stolen the darts here. Dangerous times ahead for Graham Usher.
$100.
Because he is in all sorts of bother here. Needs at least a 2 treble visit, you sense.
100.
Gets one. But McEwan's still favourite.
$140.
And he smacks in yet another 140. His fourth of the match.
43. Jim,
He's
you
going to get
require
6
108.
for a second break and to put him to within 1. Shanghai on the 18th.
Game shot on the third leg.
Hit.
Jim McEwan.
For Jim McEwan, who opens up a 3-0 lead over Graham Usher, and he throws for a place in the final.
Fourth leg, it's Jim to throw first. Game on.
Averaging 102.5. We're seeing players make a run for the line
140.
in these semi-finals. They're coming up to the boil, and if
134.
Henahan and the winner of this continue to play to type, we may just get the fitting finale to the champion of champions. And with every passing visit, it looks more and more like it's going to be Jim McEwan that faces
100.
Henahan in the final. He's going to get 6 darts for it, and for a 4-0 win to boot in well under 10 minutes as well. We've had just about 8 minutes of playing time. And McEwan is 2 darts away from the final. He could do it in 11. It's going to be under pressure, though.
Jim, you require 41.
Tops. Double 15. And McEwan makes the final of the champion of champions. He beats Graham Usher 4-0, who has had a fantastic week. He hit a 9-dart finish, 111 average. But Jim McEwan, the man who won 13 straight games in Group A, is into the final of the champion of champions with 107.36 average. 4 from 6 on the checkouts. That's 66.67%. A high out of 108. Graham Usher, who averaged 95.5, didn't get a double in the match. That was how good Jim McEwan was in that one. So our final is set. Conor Heneghan will take on Jim McEwan for the Live League glory. But first off, we are going to see the third, fourth place playoff in about 10 minutes' time. We're going to head back to Jason in the studio. And then when we return to the comms booth, we're going to see Josh Payne up against Graham Usher. And so we have just 2 games left here at the Online Darts Live League. Champion of Champions, Conor Heneghan will take on Jim McEwan for the £6,000 first prize in our next match. But first, the 3rd place playoff between Josh Payne and Graham Usher. Josh Payne, the winner of Phase 4, up against Graham Usher, runner up in Phase 3.
Okay, first look, it's Josh to throw first. Game on.
Both have played some scintillating stuff at times. And the semi-finals came up short on the back of inspired displays from their
46.
opponents. They are playing for a few extra pounds in this match, so there's always an
100.
incentive here at the Live League.
$121. 100. 140.
Josh Payne got to this stage via Group B. He got through there.
140.
And then tonight, he beat Jim McEwan 4-2, but lost out in a deciding leg to Dan Reed 4-3. In the semi-finals, he was on the wrong end of a 4-1 defeat to Conor Heneghan, who averaged 105.14. Here, Usher wants an inspired 161 to break the throw in the opening leg, and in some style. These two want to finish with a flourish. That's some way to do so.
Second leg, it's Graham to throw first. Game on. $100.
Usher got hit by finishing second in Group A, behind Jim McEwan. Lost 4-2 to Conor Heneghan, then beat Stephen Burton 4-0 as Josh Payne gets his first max of the match. Then in the semi-finals, lost 4-0 to Jim McEwan, who averaged 107.36.
$81. 95. 118. 140.
What a time for that.
122.
To keep Josh Payne honest, who's left to finish after 9 against the darts. He's going to have a dart at the bull.
97. Graham require 121.
He's already had one game where he hit all 4
57.
legs with ton plus finishes. Josh Payne wants double 4 to level us up with a 14 dart leg. It may be a playoff for 3rd spot, but these two are acting as if it is the final itself. They are playing incredibly well, considering the circumstances. 108.69 average for Josh Payne, 104.22 for Graham Usher. Payne with the only max of the match so far.
60. 80.
Josh Payne went off at evens in this game. Now it's 6-5 for Payne, 8-13 for an Usher win via the bookies. If you are having a little flutter, remember it is 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org and take time to think.
99.
And now they can't split them. It feels impossible to split them so far in this match.
41.
If you are thinking of heading to bed, I suggest otherwise.
100.
Because after this will be the final of the Champion of Champions. You don't want to miss it. It's Conor Heneghan against Jim McEwan.
140. Josh Rock 146.
But these two are giving us some
Game
real
shot the third leg.
fireworks.
Josh
The
Payne.
146 joins the 161 in the big finishing club in this match. And Josh Payne turns it around. He leads 2-1.
Game on.
After Usher's stupendous
100.
161 in the opening leg.
$89. 85. 81. 140.
He hasn't had a max yet in this match, Graham Usher, but he's had 5 140s.
$140.
And he's going to get 6 darts to get us back level again at 2 apiece.
100. 57. Granny requires 76.
76. Tops
56.
lies just underneath.
134.
And so Josh Payne with a must-get 134. He had a 146 in the last leg.
54. Grammy requires
So
20.
double 10. Double 5.
10.
And now Josh Payne
Joshua
is
requires
going
80.
to get a chance to open up a 2-leg lead.
$40.
But misses
Grammy
the
requires
tops.
10.
And so Usher returns. Double 2.
Game shot on
Pins
the
it
fourth
last
leg.
starting hand. It was beginning to
Graham
get a bit
Usher.
messy, but Graham Usher does bring it back to 2 apiece. So for 3rd place in the Live League Champion of Champions, it's a best of 3 between
it's
Josh
Josh
Payne
to throw
and Graham
first.
Usher. Those are the averages. 8 point, effectively 9 point really,
85.
disparity in the averages.
140.
But averages are only a guide. They only tell us so much of the story.
58. 140.
Because the story could be that Graham Usher breaks Josh Payne and throw for the match.
100. 123.
And he's left himself on a 2-dart finish to do so after 9.
100. Graham, you're 198. 58. Joshua require 158.
Should he return? Payne needs something inspired. But the 158 won't be
100.
it.
Graham, you require 40. Game shot on
And
the
Graham
fifth leg.
Usher gets a
Graham
13
Usher.
dart leg and is within 1 leg of finishing 3rd at the Live League Champion of Champions to call himself the
See if
3rd
it's
best
Graham to
player
throw first.
in
Game on.
2022.
$55.
Don't go anywhere after this, because Conor Heneghan and Jim McEwan will be throwing for glory.
140.
None of us can wait for this. It's the moment the week's been building up to.
140. 100.
And Graham Usher has to think about this.
139.
Fought out well. He's 167 after 9 with the darts, but Payne has had a fantastic leg to try and force a decider
100. 167.
to finish in style. The 167 will not go, but what he will do
97.
is set himself up nicely to stay in the match.
$99. Gravy requires 70.
Double top. And
Good
Graham
shot
Usher
on the
will
match.
claim the bronze
Graham
medal
Usher.
here at the Online Darts Live League. He finishes third in the Champion of Champions. He beats Josh Payne by 4 legs to 2 with a 94.16 average, 4 from 10 on the checkouts. The highlight, a 161. Josh Payne averaged 97.19. He had a 146 of his own, but he will finish 4th here at the Live League Champion of Champions. But do not go anywhere, because after the break, it is the final of the Champion of Champions. It's Conor Heneghan against Jim McEwan for the £6,000 first prize. And so this is the moment we have all been waiting for. A game 6 months in the making. The grand final of the online darts live league champion of champions. Conor Heneghan takes on Jim McEwan for the ultimate title. These two found purple patches in their semi-finals. Conor Heneghan beat Josh Payne 4-1 with an average of 105.14. McEwan beat Graham Usher 4-0 with an average of 107.36. And it all comes down to this. 7 legs will separate one man from the title and the £6,000 first prize that comes with it. Both players are well supported on social media channels.
97.
Conor Gallagher's got in touch with us saying that the Glencarrick boys are shouting for Conor Heneghan in this final.
41.
As well as Joe and Niyama, who are watching on holiday in Tenerife. Great to see people watching us around the world. To support these players who, courtesy of the Live League, have been given
84.
unimaginable opportunities. Something that amateur darts hasn't seen before.
94. $81. 58.
McEwan started this game as the favourite to beat Henahan. McEwan actually started the night the favourite to win the whole thing. Well, if you went each way, you've already won something. He's one game away from winning it all.
$140. Jim, you require 140.
For a break in the opening leg. He stayed on the treble 20 because the lie was so nice.
80. Conor, you require 110.
It would be a hold for Heno, but the way this leg has gone, it may just feel like a break. He will get a dart at
70.
tops, which goes above the wire.
Jim requires 60.
For the perfect start to this final. McEwan wants tops.
Game
And
shot
break the throw
leg.
of
Jim
Conor
McEwan.
Henahan right from the get-go. Chucky has opened up a 1-0 lead in this grand final. And will now throw to double up.
Second leg,
And
it's
to
Jim
put him
throw
halfway
first.
there.
Game on.
Halfway to the victory post.
$35.
But that was far from the ideal start. Further from anything desired.
95.
And Henahan semi-punishes.
100.
And the opportunity to break back is opening up.
140.
He's carving open the opportunity, Conor Heneghan.
$100. 134.
Excellent stuff. To leave himself on 132 after 9. What can McEwan do in response? Well, for a split second, I thought he was going for a 140.
Conor, you
Had
require
to move down.
132.
Does so in the end.
$40. Jim, you require 167.
To open up a gap in this final. McEwan wants 167. It doesn't go, so Henahan will return to get the break back, which he lost in the opener.
81. Conor, you require 92.
But
36.
a criminal dart there with the
Jim, you
second
require 86.
means that should he return, he's only going to get 2 darts at double, but McEwan can take out this 86. The bullseye for a 2-0 lead.
61. Conor, you require 56.
He wasn't far away. Henahan should have 3 at double. He's only going to get 2. Tops.
46.
And 2 darts have come and gone.
Jim, you require 25.
And McEwan can open up a cushion in this game. But he's missed the big number. It strays into the 18. Double 2.
21. Conor, you require 10.
Important second leg has just got a bit scrappy.
Game shot on the
But
second
it is
leg.
Henahan who
Conor
claims it
Heneghan.
and claims the break back, and you could see exactly what it means to him. It means everything to these players. It's the ultimate title, the ultimate glory.
Third leg, it's Conor to throw
And
first.
one of these players
Game on.
is 3 legs away from realising it. It's not been vintage. You expected it to be
100.
tense. Both players know exactly what is on the line. And it's McEwan the man to make the charge.
180.
That's the first maximum of our final.
$135. $45.
But fails to back it up with his second trip to the board. And a ton followed by 135. He gains Henahan's advantage in this leg.
134.
Leaves a finish after 9. The champagne finish after 9. And McEwan can't leave one.
61. Conor, you require 132.
He hasn't led in this match yet. Doesn't have to go for the bullseye.
54.
He will come back for 78. With McEwan back on 215. But it's going to be under. all sorts of pressure
139. Conor, you require 78.
for 2-1 and the lead for the very first time.
58.
But tops comes and goes.
Jim, you require 76.
For yet another break.
Game
And
shot
Jim
on the third
McEwan
leg.
is
Jim
halfway
McEwan.
towards the finishing line with a 14 dart leg. A clean kill on the 76. And he has
Fourth
the
leg, it's
throw
Jim to throw first.
to put
Game on.
himself within 1.
$59.
McEwan has played in World Championships. He's won Challenge Tours. He's won WDF events. Henahan has had his fair amount of
43.
success on the tour. But both know how huge a game this is. Whoever wins this will hoist this
58.
high upon their darting CV.
$58.
And because of what's at stake, it feels tense.
140.
I'm getting butterflies and I'm just sat in the commentary box.
$42.
But McEwan may be beginning to make a march for the line.
180.
Leaves 64 after 12 for a 3-1 lead.
134.
He's
Jimmy
going to get
requires
6 at it.
64.
He's going to get 1 dart at double 12.
40.
His favoured double. But if you're going to miss on that wire.
$31. Jim, you require 24. Game shot on
And
the
Jim
fourth
McEwan
leg. Jim
puts
McEwan.
himself within 1 leg of becoming the Live League's ultimate champion. He is on the hill, and Heno now has to hold throw
Fifth
in
leg,
leg
it's
4
Conor to
to
throw
harbour
first.
any hopes. But this is some way to start.
140.
McEwan is going to get chances to win this final. If he loses his leg, he's going to throw for it. And he wants to get it done ASAP.
43.
But that visit makes Henahan a heavy favourite.
$100. $67.
I've said it a few times, sat in this chair this week. In this short course format, things can dramatically change.
95.
If Henahan can get this done, yes, McEwan will have the throw for the title, but he will not be breathing easily.
$100.
It may be a leg he may have to consign to the history books.
58. $100. Conor,
And
you
Henahan
require 108.
has 6 to half the deficit. The first dart was not a nice lie.
92.
He squares up for double 8 with McEwan back on 191.
$57. Conor, you require 16.
To bring it back to 3-2.
$12.
It goes inside. And is this
Jim,
the
you require
moment for
134.
McEwan? Not right now. Henahan will return to the board.
78. Conor, you require 4.
But it is at double
Game
2,
shot
which
on
he
the
gets
fifth
to bring it
leg.
back to
Conor
3-2.
Heneghan.
And there is now only one leg in it. However, this is the moment Jim McEwan was dreaming of at the start of the week. He has the darts to win the Champion of
Sixth leg, it's
Champions.
Jim to throw first. Game on.
It was the dream scenario every player would have envisaged at the start of the week.
60.
It's what they've come here to do. To pick up the crystalware. To pick up the big prize.
100.
And out of all the great players that have played here, to say, I am the best.
$100.
This leg's up in the offing.
$93. $96. $69.
So Jim McEwan has 6 darts from 2, 4, 5.
$140.
He will come back for 105 to win the title.
100. Jim, you require 105.
Has his time come? Tops.
Game,
And
shot,
McEwan
and
is
match.
the master
And Online Darts
of the
Live
Live
Champion
League.
of Champions.
He wins
Jim
the
McEwan.
champion of champions. He beats Conor Heneghan 4-2 in the final with an average of 87.5. 4 from 7 on the doubles, 2 180s in the match, a high out of 105. For Conor Heneghan, 80.02 average, 2 from 9 on the checkouts. To be runner-up here at the Champion of Champions is some achievement. But the honours, the glory, goes to Jim McEwan. We're going to return Monday at 9:30 a.m. here at the Online Darts Live League. If you're joining us on YouTube, we're going to leave you for now. But if you're joining us on Sporty Stub TV, I'm going to be presenting the trophy with Owen Binks after the break to Jim McEwan, who is the champion of champions.